I didn't want to live until someone told me I could die. Which sounds more dramatic than it is. I didn't want to die. I just didn't want to live either. I had no stake in the game. I think I was just scorned from what life had handed me up until that point. I think when you live life and the life you live is hard, it leaves an impact. And when you grow up and become a person the way I grew up and became a person, it makes it hard to want to live, to find the joy. And I think I was just over it. I was over trying and failing. I was over effort and energy. I was just sat. I was waiting. For what? I don't know. For someone to save me, for it to get better, for something to work out, for it to end, for it to begin. I don't know what I was waiting for, but I was waiting. Because to me, I think life is a lot like transit stations. And you have to stick with me here, but I think it's big events. It's trains and planes arriving and departing, and it's people waiting for those trains and those planes. It's waiting for this moment, a graduation or a relationship or a child or success or this event or this thing coming up. It's these big moments that everybody focuses on. Your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan. Who are you going to be? What are you going to do? And you wait for your bus, and you wait for your train, and you wait for your plane, and you sit and you sit and you sit, and you miss life. Unfortunately, I do think the people that said life happens all around you, whatever that saying is, I do think they ate. It is, in fact, happening with or without me. It is moving. And I didn't care that it was moving. I was just stuck. I was just sat at the transit station waiting. I didn't even know what I was waiting for, but I sat there because I knew I would know it when it came. And then I got cancer. And then I got cancer. And I got afraid. Not just of dying, but that this was all I would ever be. That I had done as much as I would ever do, that I had impacted as many people as I would ever impact, that I would make as big of a difference as I would ever make. That it was done. And it was awful. It is awful. It's the worst fight of my life. And it feels so insane to say this out loud. But I am grateful for it. And I shouldn't be. Because cancer shoved me off of a cliff. And it said, move or die. I don't care. Move or die. And I had to move. Because otherwise I would die. And that made me realize how long I hadn't moved in. How long I had just sat and waited at my train station. And I think I'm better for being shoved off a cliff. I think I'm better because of the cancer. And I hate saying that because it feels so diminishing of the horrors that I've withstood, of the terrible time that I am and have been having, of the months and months and months, over a year of treatment that I've gone through. It feels like none of that matters. And yet it's true. I'm grateful that the cancer happened. I'm grateful that I was shoved off the cliff. I'm grateful that I was forced to move because for the first time in a really long time I was moving. I was trying. I am trying. I'm a person. And I don't know what any of that means. I know that it feels sick and twisted. But I stopped sitting at my transit station. Because the train that was coming was cancer. And I didn't want to be there for that. I'm not getting on that train. That train made me get on it whether I wanted to or not. I'm going outside. I don't want to take that train. What's happening outside? And now I'm living a life that I forgot I could live. I forgot how to live. And not only am I living it, but I'm living it loudly and fearlessly and with more joy than I've experienced in a very long time. And it's the most confusing emotion of my life. Because I think the cancer that's trying to kill me saved my life. And I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with that.